Hey everyone, I'm Lauren McMillan. Welcome to day 11 of our 15-day Yoga for Athletes challenge. Today we're going to start standing. Bring your feet about hip width apart. Toes are facing the edge of your mat, feet are parallel. Bring your hands to your hips to begin and send your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Make sure that your knees are not going past your toes, but rather they are a little bit behind so that you can still see your toes when you look down. Try not to stick your tailbone out too far, but also try not to tuck your tailbone under. Instead, find that sweet spot where you still have the natural curve of your lower back. Core is drawing in, heart is lifting up. Draw the shoulders back. While you're holding this, bring your attention to the soles of your feet. Think of pressing your feet down into the mat and then drag the feet apart without actually moving them, firing up the outer muscles of the legs. Hold that activation. Really squeezing the legs apart, almost like you're trying to rip your mat in half. Now bring your attention to a foot below where you're standing. Press down into that space and keep pressing as you come all the way up to stand. And we'll do that again. So bring your hands to your hips, send the hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Shift your weight back into your heels, pick up your toes, spread the toes out wide, and then lower them back down. Now, press your feet into the ground, drag the feet apart. You can keep your hands on your hips, otherwise take them out at shoulder height. Now picture the ground 3 feet below where you're standing. Drive your feet all the way down into that space and slowly come all the way up to stand. Lower the arms down. One more time here. Start with your hands on your hips. Press the feet down as you bend into the knees. Let's do that one more time. Start with your hands on your hips. Sink the hips back. Check in with your core. Check in with your spine. Press the feet down. Drag the feet apart. You can have your hands on your hips. You can take them out to shoulder height, or maybe take them overhead. If your shoulders are really tight here, you can take the arms out a little bit wider. Now picture the ground 10 feet below where you're standing. Press all the way down into that space as you slowly come up to stand, arms lowered down. From here, come back into your chair pose. Hands are on your hips. All I want you to do here is lift the heels, shift your weight to the balls of the feet, and find your balance. Remember that it helps to find a spot to focus on, so maybe that's somewhere on the ground in front of you or with your eyes on the horizon. Lower the heels down, press all the way up to stand, shake it out. Take that just a little bit further, coming into some single leg balance. So feet are hip width apart, go ahead and sink the hips back. Press the feet down, drag the feet apart. From here, shift your weight over to the right leg. Lift your left foot up behind you, curling the hamstring, and then lower your left foot back down. Shift your weight to the left leg. Start to pick your right foot up, curling it behind you. Lower the right foot down. Find equal weight between your feet and press all the way up to stand. Come back into your chair pose. We're not quite done. Extend your arms straight out in front. Take an inhale right here. Now as you exhale, sweep the left arm down and back, coming into a twist. Inhale, take the left arm in front. Exhale, sweep the right arm down and back. Inhale, take the right arm forward. Now bring your hands together in a prayer position. Take your right elbow, lift up. See if you can hook it to the outside of your left thigh. If you're here, think of pressing the palms together. Forearms are stacked. And then unwind, come up to center and go to the other side. So lift up, hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Start to twist to the right, like you're squaring your torso toward the right. Press the palms together. Core is still drawing in. Start to release, unwind, come all the way up to stand and shake it out. If you're not at the top of your mat, go ahead and step there. Feet are still hip width apart. Start to sink your hips back. Bring your hands together at heart center. As you inhale, lift the right elbow, start to hook it to the outside of the left knee. Now we're combining the two actions that we just practiced. Start to shift your weight into the left leg. Maybe pick your right foot off the ground, and then see if you can step back into a lunge. If you're here, shift your weight forward so that your right heel is more over the ball of the foot. Continue to press the palms together. And then lower your gaze to the left toes. Step back up into your chair position. Unwind, and we'll take that the other way. So start to lift your left elbow up and over to the outside of the right thigh. Shift your weight into the right foot. Pick your left toes up. Extend your leg back, coming into a revolved lunge. Continue to hug the inner thighs together, palms pressed together, breathe. And then to release, shift your weight into the right foot, step forward, press up, unwind, shake it out. Okay, you're done with those. From here, step into a warrior two stance. Right foot is forward, left foot is facing the long edge of your mat. Take the arms out wide as you bend into the right knee. Remember to make sure that your knee is not caving in. Keep it pressing toward the outer edge of your foot. Flip the right palm up, reach forward, up and back, reverse warrior. Release to warrior two, find extended side angle, taking your forearm to thigh. Remember that if you have shoulder issues, just keep your hand on your hip. Otherwise, sweep the arm up or maybe even take it over the ear. Press the feet down to come back up to warrior two. And then straighten the leg, turn the toes in, left toes out, come into warrior two on the other side. Bending into the left knee, pressing toward the outer edge of the left foot, flip the left palm up, reach forward, up and back. Release to warrior two, find extended side angle. Taking the arm either in the same place you did on the other side or maybe trying something different. Press the feet down to come up to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the toes in. Bring your hands to your hips for a moment. Step your feet in a few steps. Now turn the heels in, toes are out, and drop your hips down, coming into goddess pose. So just like in warrior two, take a glance down at your knees. They really have a tendency here to cave in. See if you can keep them pressing back, bringing them toward the outer edges of the feet. And keep that activation to keep the external rotators firing. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Maybe drop your hips a little bit lower. You can shift your weight from side to side here. Breathing through it. Come back to center. From here, take your arms out like goalpost arms or cactus arms. Lift one heel, lower it down. Lift the other heel and down. You can stick with this right here, just lifting one heel at a time. If you'd like to go a little bit further though, start to pick up both heels and hold. And if you still want more, start to pulse the hips down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 10. Lower the heels down. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up for star pose. Turn the feet in so they're parallel. Open the arms out wide. Come into a wide forward fold. And just enjoy the stretch, the release after that hard work. Walk your hands over to the right leg or the ankle. Walk your hands through center, take it over to the left. Come back to center. Lift up halfway onto your fingertips. Remember that you can bend your knees as much as you need to in order to come here. Keep the right hand down, open the left arm, twist, trying to keep the hips level. So maybe notice if your right hip is dropping down. Keep the hips in line with one another. Lower the left hand down, open the right arm, twist. Release down, return your hands to your hips. Slowly come all the way up to stand and step your feet together. Step into a warrior two stance once again. coming back to extended side angle. So take your right forearm to your thigh, left hand to your hip. Lower your gaze down to your right toes. From here, you're going to shift your weight forward into the right leg, make the left leg light, and step it up maybe a step or two. You're going to aim your arm toward the floor and then take it out a little bit. So at about 1 o'clock, if the ground were a clock. From here, start to shift your weight into the right leg, lower the fingertips down to that spot, and lift your left leg up, coming into half moon. Keep the left leg active, so flex through the foot, kick through the heel. Think of opening the hips like you're trying to stack them on top of one another. Open the shoulders. Now you can keep your left hand on your hip. If you feel pretty steady here though, you can open the left arm, reaching it up to the sky. Try not to lock out through the knee, keep at least a micro bend. Now to release, see if you can come back to extended side angle and then back up to warrior two. Straighten the leg, set the feet together, shake it out. One more side. Warrior two on the left. Come on down to extended side angle, taking your right hand to your hip, and then lower your gaze to the left foot. Start to shift your weight forward, stepping the right foot up. This time you're going to take your left hand to about 11 o'clock. So as you shift your weight into the left leg, let the left hand drop down, float the right leg up, flexing through the foot, kicking through the heel, stacking the hips. Maybe take the right arm up. You can also take your gaze up if you really want to challenge your balance. And when you're ready to release, bend into the left knee, maybe step it back to warrior two. Lower the arms, straighten the legs, and step the feet together. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, feeling your heartbeat beneath your thumbs. Close the eyes or just take your gaze down to the floor. Take in a couple of slow, deep breaths. Soften the muscles of your face and drop the shoulders. If the eyes are closed, you can blink them open. You've made it through day 11. I hope to see you tomorrow on day 12. Namaste.